All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Ask Mama.
All right.
I think this is episode 4.
Yes,
Wow.
it is.
Look at us.
Time
We are
flies.
on a roll. That's a month.
When you're having fun.
Yeah.
Yes, it
so
is.
we are here.
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty awesome. And we're going to get right into the episode. Today, I think we're going to start with Lamar's first question.
All right.
Switch it up.
Okay. Okay, so I have a question here from a young lady. And the question is, hello, Mama. This guy I met at a work thing calls me from time to time asking me out. But whenever we set a day, he always ghosts me. Then we repeat the same cycle. This has been happening for at least a year now. Why do you think he does that, and what should I do?
Oh, that baby
Well,
sound.
we can't, go ahead, Mom.
Wow.
Just take it easy. That's all I got to
Okay.
say.
For a year, he's ghosted her?
So so what it's reading
It's
is that
on
every
and
time
off.
they make a
Yeah,
day,
he changes it up.
or doesn't respond at all, no
Cancels
correspondence.
it last
Yeah.
minute or whatever.
Well, I mean, if you like playing that little game with him and don't think it's an issue, and he's worth it, I guess. If you have been doing this for a year, you must really want to go out with this guy. If it's not bothering you and making you just crazy, then half at it. However, if it's making you feel bad about yourself or wondering what's wrong with me, why is he, you should probably just cut that off. But if it's not bothering you that he's doing that and you're okay with it and you're available, it's not hurting anybody. But like I said, if it's bothering you and you're feeling some kind of way, I'd leave that alone.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to just say no. For me, letting somebody do that, you're allowing that to happen. People treat you how you let them treat you.
True.
And that's what you taught me. That's
Yes.
what I have learned just in my own life as well.
True.
So for me, you're allowing this person to disrespect you, because it is very disrespectful. When people don't have respect for your time, they don't respect you. And this person has been doing it for a year. So it's not like it happened like a couple of times. They're sure now that you're not going to say anything or do anything. So this is fine for them to cancel on you last minute or not even call at all. And you've made that. So this is literally a situation you've created. Not to say that this person isn't messed up for doing this, because you shouldn't treat anybody like
You
this.
should not.
There's definitely something wrong with him. But for the most part, this relationship is completely on you.
But that's why I put the ball in her court.
And I'm agreeing with
If
you.
it's
I'm
not
just
hurting
saying.
you and you okay with
But
this.
it's obviously affecting you if you're asking the question.
Yeah.
Because you're not just asking it of us. You probably have talked about it with your friends as well. And the thing is that, unfortunately, there's only one way to get around this, and that's to only have people in your life that respect you.
Yeah.
That's it. You have to decide.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in her. You're right.
Yeah. You know, I think I like to call it elf on the shelf. So what I mean by that is I think that the person is calling and checking in to see, do I still have access to this person?
Right.
And then when they figure out they do, then it's like, okay, well, that's all I need to know. I think that person really needs to get serious about what they want and what they're willing to accept and not accept. Because it sounds like they have something going on, be it another person, work, but what are if this is a trend now and you all haven't even made it to the first date,
Right.
then what is it going to be like if you decide to entertain this further and you manage
Even
to
if-
get a date out of them?
Even
Right.
if this person is even considering you a date.
Right.
Because I will say this. I have never, like, when a dude likes you, when anybody likes you, it's like they can't wait to see you. They want to see you. They ready to set something up
That's
today. Can
right.
you meet up today? Can you meet up tomorrow? What time can I meet you? Blah, blah, blah. It's like nonstop. You like, all right, dude, we can,
Right.
all right.
Right.
But that also feels good because you know, okay, this person really wants, he can't
being
wait to get,
pursued.
Right.
okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to feel like. And if they're just like, whatever, I don't even know how that's even exciting.
Right.
I don't either. I mean, but it's in their hands.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
If you think that's good and feels good to you, and let them keep doing it. But if not, you need to leave that alone.
All right.
I think it's called block call, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Block.
Okay.
On call,
It's
social
not,
media.
I don't think anybody's ever called it. It's called block
is it?
call. It's
Block-
just,
I
It's
call
just-
it block call.
it's just
It's
block 'em.
Okay.
Block 'em.
Hey,
I don't know.
I guess
Block
you're right
call.
technically.
You might be on to something.
When you
I named it block call.
okay. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next question.
Okay.
I hope we answered
Bless
that
her
for
heart.
you, and
Hopefully.
and we're not trying to say, you know, it's up to you.
Yes.
But all we can do is give our opinion.
Oh,
Yeah.
bless her heart.
Honestly. Here's the next question. Dear Mama, I've been married 2 years, together for 5, and my partner filed for divorce. Can you tell me what the process is like financially? Because we bought a house together. What steps do I take next? And this is a woman whose husband filed for
filed.
divorce. So she's trying to figure out what should she do next? What does the process look like financially for her? They have a house together. And then, you know, what is she supposed to do now? Get a look. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
What to say.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds like it's something she didn't really want. So that's sad. But
Well, she might have wanted it too. I mean, just because
He
that's the
filed.
person who filed, you
Yeah.
obviously were having issues. It's not something
Yeah,
that
well-
comes out the blue usually.
you need to get an attorney and let them walk you through what you need. You've got property together, so that's going to have to be divided. And she didn't mention children, so if you don't have children, that's good.
I don't think so.
So you've got to divide that property, and you know, in the meantime, you and him need to figure out if you guys can cohabitate and it's not a problem that you're still in the same house. Let the attorneys guide you on what to do. But that's the first thing. You get you an attorney, and they can guide you on what you need to do next.
I mean,
as
usually
far-
if you just got a house, though, don't you just have to sell it? You can't divide it.
Well, you sell it and you divide the proceeds, but the
Right.
attorney will walk you through all that.
What I'm asking is just when you sell a house, though, that you just bought like 2 years ago, you haven't paid it off. You can't sell
Oh,
what
no,
you
it's-
don't own. Like, what is it? Do you
Yeah,
have to,
you still go through a sales because it's in
Right.
your name. So you got to sell it out of your name. You may have some equity in that house. You may get something. It may not be a lot, but you guys do have to come together and get rid of that property. Unless one of you wants to keep it, then paperwork has to be structured for that. But the first step is get an attorney, and they'll walk you through whatever you need to do. That's it.
well,
Well, good luck, and I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah.
yes. I mean, it's always, you know, it's unfortunate when you're together
is.
for a while. You together 5 years, then you get
years.
married, you only married 2.
That's
It's like,
yeah.
what the, you know, but I I do see a lot of people get divorced like pretty quickly after marriage these days.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of hints on something we were kind of talking about last episode, which was I don't know what it is about our generation and maybe the one underneath us, millennials and Gen Zs, is that we don't really put forth enough effort in relationships. I think something goes wrong and we just like, I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah.
And it's just that can be rough. I don't know what their situation was. I'm just saying when it's something ends so quickly, it's like, man,
sad.
I think that, due to social media, I know social media is not the root of all evil.
But it really is the root of all evil, though. It's wonderful and terrible at the same time. It has saved lives and destroyed them.
Yeah.
And so,
I think the grass is greener effect.
Right.
When it comes to, social media and, everyone paints this picture like, oh, look at my life, when really that's not the reality.
I don't really believe in the whole, like, I can't really stand the whole black love. Let me show you my black love, and we trending because we showing our couple status and, oh, we're on vacation. I don't believe in all that. I'm not posting about, if I'm happy with somebody, I'm not posting us all over the social media so y'all can pour your negative energy out.
That's right.
Because negativity, that stuff transfers.
In energy.
And there's way more people out here that don't wish me no good that are following everything I post.
Yep.
Oh, that's so
okay.
Yes.
Your haters, your enemies follow you.
Yes.
Just think about that.
And they have more access to you now than ever before.
You ain't talked to them in years, and you're just telling them all your stuff. Right. So for me, like I don't believe in that. If I'm with somebody and I'm in love and everything is great, you ain't never gonna know about it.
Keep it.
And I had this conversation with someone some years ago about people not always being happy for you, even if they say that they are or act like it.
That's right.
And to them, they're our age. And to them, this was alien to them. They were like, what?
Yeah.
Genuinely. Like, what?
Why would they say
Why
it?
would that be?
Because people lie.
Yeah.
As Cat Williams would say, I don't know why liars lie.
That's
exactly.
right. You shouldn't let somebody know all your business like that, because everybody don't mean you good. So you got to be careful with that. Yeah. Before the internet and all that, a lot of my generation, we kept our stuff, well, some of us kept it to ourselves. You don't tell, oh, my husband or my boyfriend is the best thing, because there's some girl, oh, is he now?
Yep.
And she trying to get with him. So you really have to be careful. But like you said, your generation, they just out there posting everything they can get.
Because everybody is, I'm not saying everybody, because like I said, I don't do it. I know several people who don't. They keep it very neutral on their page. My page is like literally, if I wasn't a singer, I wouldn't even have social media.
Right.
I only have it because I'm a singer. I'm promoting my music, my shows, and that is the only reason it's up. And because of that, I have a different relationship to my audience. Yeah. And I feel like I have a reason for being on social media, as opposed to somebody who's just a regular person working a 9 to 5 that's deciding to show everything about what's going on with them. Yeah. That's a choice that I would never make.
I've been in a situation where I've dated people and it was pressure for me to post pictures with them.
Oh, we could talk about that for an hour.
Oh, my God.
How many times has somebody gotten pissed off because I did not let everybody know that he was my man?
Because you didn't make it Facebook official.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Like, are we kidding?
If I don't do it at all, I don't know why you're asking me to claim you online. Right. If I'm claiming you in real life, that should be enough for you, because if I don't do it at all, don't come at me like that, because it's about to be a wrap.
That sounds like some underlying insecurity going on.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
And
Let's get to the next question.
Wow.
Lamar. It's on you.
Okay. Okay, Mama. So this question is from a young lady again.
Okay.
And she says, "Dear Mama, what does it mean when a person doesn't want to date you exclusively, but wants you to exclusively date them? He even told me that it's acceptable for him to see other people, but not okay if I do it. Should I be concerned?"
You should be very concerned, dear. That sounds like misogyny to its apex to me. What do you mean you can date other people and I can't? Now, if you're saying we both can date other people, that's fine. If you agree to that, that's but dating, you can date and they can't. No, ma'am. That means that he is a misogynistic male, and I would not allow anybody to treat me that way. That's not fair at all.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I've noticed is that a lot of people, a lot of guys, I can only speak from my experience and of girlfriend, women, other women. A lot of guys are trying to create different kinds of relationships with women. Yeah. They're really taking advantage of something that I've talked to you about, the epidemic, what I call the epidemic of young women who have low self-esteem. And there are a category of men, not all men, just settle down, don't be so sensitive.
Right.
But a category of men are out here really pushing the limits and the boundaries of these women that they know have low self-esteem. And they're targeting them, trying to create relationships that they want.
Right.
Those specific kind of relationships. And this sounds like one of them that I've heard a lot. Like, I'm free to roam as men do, but you sit at home and wait for me, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's also, I'm married, but I want a girlfriend, and my wife is cool with it. So now I want to bring you into that. And so now you got two women with low self-esteem. So I just feel like more women should be open to accepting the fact that they have low self-esteem. Don't look at it like you're weak or like you can't get beyond this, or like even me saying this about you, whoever asked this question. You hear this and you think, oh, she coming for me. I am not.
Right.
This is not what I want for you. But you can't get beyond low self-esteem until you recognize that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I just really, it's the same vein of like when you talk about therapy, and if you tell somebody, I think you need therapy, they looking at you like, oh, you think I'm crazy? It's like, no. Yeah. I think you need some help.
Right.
Everybody needs help sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody has things that they have to work on about themselves.
That's right.
I have things that I have to work on. I get so angry and frustrated. My temper is something that I have to work on. When crazy people come at me with crazy stuff because of this music industry, I go through a whole lot. Yeah. And I have to really work on that. And there's other things too. Nobody is perfect.
No.
And so admitting that you have low self-esteem, it can only help you. It can only help you because now you know what the problem is.
Right.
And you can fix it.
Yeah.
And stop these people, male, female, or whatever, from taking advantage of you.
I have had low self-esteem, so I know. And the way our society is structured, a lot of men, I give him credit for his honesty, I must say
that, yeah.
Because a lot of men feel like he do, but they will hide that. They're not going to tell their wife or girlfriend, I'm going to see other people. But they are, and they don't expect their
significant others.
They don't expect them to do it. So I give him something for his honesty. So he's so brazen that he's confident enough to be honest about it. And it's on her. Again, the ball is in her court. If she is okay with that, then proceed. But if she's not, she needs to tell him goodbye.
Yep.
Because a lot of men feel that way because the way our society is built. They feel it's okay for a man. Just keep that, though. Don't tell somebody.
Right.
But I respect a man that will give me the opportunity to choose whether I want to be with him
Or
with
not.
that behavior.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I totally agree. And I'm piggybacking on what you were saying about making the decision for yourself.
That's right.
But, if you are dealing with low self-esteem, if that's something that you're dealing with, it might be a very hard decision to make. You might really like him. You might really be attracted to him. You might feel like there's nobody else out there for you. And a lot of times with low self-esteem, you attract people with low self-esteem as well. He, I don't know what his deal is. Like you said, he's, confident enough to be honest, at least. So at least that's giving you the option to say yes or no.
Absolutely.
If you want to do it or not.
That's right.
And then move accordingly. But I think the fact that he even felt it okay to say that to you.
Bold.
Now let's go all the way left, because if you don't see this as an issue for the reasons for low self-esteem or whatever, then there's really nothing that anyone can say to you to make you leave this person.
Right.
It's but I believe that just asking the question means that you're uncomfortable with what's happening, with what he has asked you.
Right.
Yeah.
That to me signals that you're uncomfortable with this. So I would push on that feeling to maybe get you out of this situation, because if I ask you something like this, that's because I'm reaching out because something don't feel right. And so something obviously doesn't feel right if you have brought this up. That's
And some women are okay with that kind of setup.
But they're okay with it. I don't think there's any realm where that's okay unless you have low self-esteem. That's just my opinion.
I agree
you
with you.
literally
I
have to have low self-esteem for this to be okay.
So it's work.
Nobody else would accept it.
I think the women I've known in the past that were in relationships like this, they did indeed.
But
have
are
low
they really
self-esteem.
okay? Just saying
No,
you're okay.
I'm saying
That's what I'm saying.
They had low self-esteem.
They're saying, "Oh, it's fine with me."
No, they weren't
Right.
okay.
Lies.
Right, to keep this person around.
Lies.
They did it
From the depths.
but they did have low self-esteem. I knew them, and I understood. They weren't happy with it, but they accepted it.
Believing, and with women specifically, I can't really say for men, but with women specifically, when this occurs, they think that they can't get anybody else.
Right.
That's what I've seen and what I've heard, and I'm always looking at them like, do you see yourself?
Right.
Because, girl,
when you have low
you
self-esteem,
is it.
you do
What?
not see yourself
And that
on the
is
same
the
lens.
painful part about being friends with or being related to women who don't accurately see themselves. It is excruciating
It is.
to watch them.
It's sad.
Yeah.
But could you imagine a man having this problem, saying that a woman told him, "Listen, you got to be faithful, but I'm gonna be out."
cannot even imagine.
No, I cannot.
You gotta be faithful.
You sit here and be faithful.
I'm gonna be out here
I'm gonna be out.
doing it.
There you go. Now, that's just how it's gonna be.
Wow.
But in these days and times, I bet you there's a woman out there that's like, look.
Yeah, but that's like a kept man. He would have to be one of them
there
type.
you go.
That's only there because you got money.
Right.
You know,
That's true.
that scenario. There's always a scenario that fits, but it's not regular.
Just a regular
No.
man.
Oh,
Not
no.
regular.
No, in a regular setup. Oh,
Be
no.
like, wait
What?
a minute. Oh, okay. Who are you talking to? Because
I know it ain't me.
Wow. Wow.
I was faint.
Me too.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Let's get to the last question.
Okay.
All right. Dear Mama, this is kind of something we've been talking about a little bit, so we'll see. Dear Mama, I'm dating, but I feel like people are just out here dating for companions, for sex, or to go out, and not for meaningful relationships. Why do you think that is?
Oh wow. Just to go out and have sex and.
Wow. No, she's saying, why are people looking for companions to like go to the movies, go to eat, have sex, just to do the actions as opposed to a meaningful relationship.
Well, maybe a lot of people feel like if I just do that in the midst of doing this, maybe I will find a significant relationship. Maybe they're just out kind of testing the waters and seeing who they really are compatible with until they find somebody that really satisfies them as a person in its entirety. Like they want to be with them all the time. And so maybe it's just kind of a way to figure out who they want to be with, and they're doing that until they settle for somebody they really want. I mean, that's what I feel it is.
I guess I have a different look at it because I see a lot of videos on TikTok about this. Like people go on TikTok and they like tell you about their dates, how their dates are going, how things went or whatever. And I've kind of seen that people just don't have a lot of trust in relationships. They don't want to put forth the effort for meaningful relationships because people aren't even meeting them halfway. So now it's just like dating seems to be just an exercise in like, I want to go out, so I'm going to go out with you because you could take me out, or I like how you look and I'll take you out and blah, blah, blah. So I just feel like for whatever reason, once again, I just feel like our generation is not investing in love the way people used to do in the past. Like love and family and the whole thing, the white picket fence, the whole supposed American dream, or whatever. And I think it's unfortunate, and I think it comes really from, if I can say, from like selfishness. Like people just want their own thing, and they don't want to compromise. A relationship is compromise.
Yes.
And so if I want what I want when I want it, I can't be in a relationship.
No, it's not gonna work.
And I just see a lot of like selfishness going on. Everybody's just kind of out for themselves. I'm on my grind. I'm on my hustle, which I've said before. And also it's a lot of people that are so focused on things. What kind of car they have, what kind of purse they have, where they're going on their vacations, what their spring break looks like every year. And, these are the things that they value. Things instead of people.
Well, yeah, I get that.
And so that there's a real, and I've seen it too, just like dating and feeling like they're just there because they, for whatever. They thought I was cute. They want to take me out, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't feel deep. It doesn't feel like they're really concerned about who I am as a person. And so you say, okay, well, we're not on the same page. I'm going to move on and date somebody else. But it's like, man, where are the people that value love and relationship? Because it's not a lot of them out there.
But we have to think about the times that we live in, too. Think about the music that's popular and what message that's promoting. Think about the imagery that we see.
That's right.
Think about social media, and I'm doing this for the gram. I'm doing this because it looks like this. Everybody wants to be a superstar.
It's about your brand.
You know what I mean?
Everybody's talking to me. I'm like, you work you work at Mariano's. What
Right,
brand?
right,
What brand you got?
right.
Like, what's going on?
Exactly.
Or you are,
My
you work in an office somewhere. I'm not saying, you a lawyer or you a doctor or you were a secretary. Whatever you doing, you ain't supposed to be working on your brand. Like, what is
Right.
going on? Like, why are you trying to be an influencer and doing all this? And I'm not saying that that's wrong, but for everybody to be out here, it's just such a selfish, all about me mentality. And I don't see how that opens you up to take the time that you would need to take to get to know somebody.
Right.
Well, it could happen unbeknownst to them. You could date many people and end up finding the one in the midst of being selfish or.
I'm not saying you can't. I'm talking about an overall feel of our generation. I'm talking about what's going on out here in the world as a whole. I'm not talking about individuals lucking up and finding somebody. That still happens.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, it's not the majority. Majority of people are not looking for their husband or their wife or whatever. They're just looking for a good time.
I will say this too. I've noticed, especially living in this city, that when you are in the city, like for instance, if I go into the suburbs, right, like the far south suburbs, we're talking about the Chicagoland area.
Right.
I find that people that are our age are more about family. Whereas it seems in metropolitan areas, that's not really the case.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
So I wonder why. I guess.
But they've already. I would say this. I'll push back on that and say they moved to the suburbs because they already found that. Like, I don't see a lot of single people living in the suburbs.
No.
You move to the suburbs once you
famous.
find your person. Because, like, for me, like, I live where I live. I live in the city.
Yeah.
But if I was building a family and all of that, I wouldn't want to live in the city no more.
Yep.
I would want to give my family a house.
Yeah.
And
Suburban.
a backyard and the suburban life. So,
lifestyle.
yeah,
Right.
the ones that find someone,
They go out there.
Right. And
Yeah.
so that's like the transition. I mean, for city people anyway, for city people, that's the transition. You
Right.
meet somebody in the city, y'all get together, you decide you want to build a family, you move to the suburbs.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yep. That's right.
I mean, I'm not saying it's all. It's never all. I'm just saying that I feel like people who want meaningful relationships are not the majority anymore.
Yeah.
That's
No, I
unfortunate.
agree. And people are not authentic anymore.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be like everybody else.
Yes. A
Yes.
lot of I mean,
That
look
is
at what you
unfortunate.
do on social media. Follow.
Right.
I think you said it when you said, I'm sorry. I think it's the root of evil.
Yeah.
And social media has really done something to our culture
Yeah.
in
How
a
we
negative
interact
way.
with each other. Yeah.
It really has.
I think because it's given everybody a platform to have their personal agendas broadcasted.
Yeah.
So you have people that are really mentally unstable,
Right.
with a platform.
Yeah.
Right.
I
And
mean,
then,
That's true.
I mean, so it's just a rabbit hole.
and I've heard people, I've
it's
even
bad.
heard people say, like, I was talking to him, I looked him up and everything, but he ain't really got a lot of followers. I was like, what does that have to
Insane.
Wow.
So
I said, that's a plus for me.
It
right.
is.
So we're
I want to
basing-
see a regular number of followers.
Right.
Or
Like
none.
1,000 people
There
or
you go.
600, something real
real
low.
crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're not out here as a performer of any kind, entertainment industry,
don't
like
need all-
if
why
you
would
just
you
a
need
regular
that?
person,
Right.
why
Why
do
would
you
you
need to
need-
have 50,000 followers?
Why? So we're basing someone's
Wait.
Because you posted,
Worth.
right,
yes,
on how many followers
and
they have.
I mean, I couldn't believe, but she said it. Just as like, cause I don't want him to be, but she was saying like she didn't want him to be jealous of her and all her followers and everything she got
wait.
going. And I'm just like,
Y'all,
but
we got problems.
what does that have to do with
Woo.
who you like?
So you were saying the follow culture, right? The
Yeah.
cancel culture.
Follow.
And I was thinking about this in the car. Like, this is not going to benefit us. This is to our detriment.
It
if
is.
we're trying to make everyone think the same way. And the minute that you express that you don't, cancel.
Right.
But that's not in alignment with freedom of speech and the
Or
democracy
they just
of this
everybody
country.
unfollows you, or you
it's
get
not.
whatever, you know.
It's not. You're right.
So where are we headed?
I don't know.
And it's
I
not
don't
to
know
say
where
that
we're
it
headed.
couldn't be. I talked to somebody else. We decide how social media progresses. It's a society.
Yeah.
And so we as a society have decided that this is going to be used in a toxic way.
It is.
We could we've seen proof that it doesn't have to be used in a toxic way because we've seen the proof by using social media. I've seen the proof by using social media to get people registered to vote.
Yes.
I've seen the proof in the George Floyd case.
Right.
Because if it wasn't for social media, that police officer
would be
murderer
right now.
would be
Would've got
right
off.
now on the streets
Doing it to
killing somebody else.
That's
right?
Yeah, the GoFundMe
and so
and all that.
all of those things, Kickstarters, and there are so many positive things that have come out of social media. So we know that it could be used for good, just good.
Right.
But we're choosing to make it this toxic environment overall
Because-
as a society.
Because it's easier
And it's
to be-
profitable.
Right.
Negativity is
it's
profitable.
It is.
Because it's easier to be negative.
It is
It's a
easy.
choice to be, especially in this time.
Right.
It's a choice to be
That's
optimistic
why reality
and
shows.
positive.
That's
It
why
is.
reality shows work.
Prosper, right.
The
And
negativity involved.
That was another detriment to our culture.
Reality TV.
You know,
Yes.
because what are we teaching these young girls and young guys? I mean, what are we feeding them? Like you said earlier, the music,
Yes.
the TV, all this stuff. It is, we got work to do.
Yeah,
We got work to do.
We do.
we do.
So, I mean, we touched on why we think it is. We definitely tried to answer that, but I don't really know what the answer is. It's a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of variables.
It's a whole lot
It
going
is.
on in society, but I think it's up to us to change it
Right.
back, or not back, because I don't think it ever has been, but we have we have a choice in how we allow things to manipulate us as a society.
And to get our black culture back to family oriented and loving one another. I mean, we got work to do.
And that's, unfortunately, and I hope I'm not going too deep when I say this, but, I don't feel a lot of love from people that look like me when I walk down the street.
That's rough.
If I smile at you,
Yeah.
I'm going to get one of them.
Wow.
Yeah, when I get somebody black to say good morning to me, or say, hey, how you doing, or have a good one, I'd be like,
Right. Like,
Doesn't
ain't
it
it
make you
wonderful?
I be so hyped. I even come home. I'll come home or
It
come back
makes
to
you
my
feel
thing. I'll be
good,
like,
don't it?
somebody in the
Yes.
elevator told me to have a good day.
Hey, isn't that nice?
Baby, I mean,
That's how rare it
makes
is.
you
It's
feel
messed
good.
up.
But even though some snarl at you, you got to keep doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Some don't, but
Some
it's
don't.
but it does
Yeah,
it
some
does
don't.
show
'Cause
you
I
how
do speak.
how less often it occurs.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I definitely didn't feel that way when I was a kid.
Right.
But I think like we've said on many of these episodes, almost all of these episodes, it's just like especially in our culture, in our black community, we just used to be so much more uplifting of one another.
Right.
And I think it has a lot to do with, of course, social media and everything, not to harp on it, but
I know.
also just trust.
Yeah.
Like, if I think about who I trust,
It's limited.
It's
isn't it?
limited.
But
that's an issue.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
we have to, and all of everybody out there, we have to be the change we want to see. We got to practice it and be the change we want to see, because it has to change. You know.
All right.
We got to.
We're going to move on to Black-owned business spotlight. So let's we've done a good job with these questions. I think we tried to speak honestly about all of these issues. And if you would like to ask Mama a question next week, please DM us on Instagram, Ask Mama Podcast. Follow us and DM your question, and we will set it up for the next episode. So be sure to do that. And also, if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel and press that thumbs up button if you can. It just helps us as we continue to grow this podcast. So, and also we are on Spotify. I wanted to mention that as well. We're on Spotify now, so you can save our episodes to a playlist, and follow us, show us some love if you're enjoying what you're seeing. All right, now we're going to get into Black-owned businesses. We're going to spotlight them, and I'll start us off. This is a business that's in Hyde Park. I've been to this store I don't even know how many times. It's a store called the Silver Room. And it's like an all-in-one store. They sell jewelry, clothes, art, music, and books by Black authors. I've taken my cousins from Texas there, and it's just a great store, and it's right there. It's right there on 53rd in Hyde Park, and anybody who's from Chicago knows that down that strip is like everything.
It is.
Food and shopping, and just you can spend your whole afternoon on 53rd Street in Hyde Park. But the address of the Silver Room is 1506 East 53rd Street, and it is Black owned. So anytime you're in Hyde Park, please venture out and stop by the Silver Room. It's a great place. I've even bought jewelry from the Silver Room. So that's my business. Mama?
Mine is called Mustard Seed Kitchen, and it's Black owned. It has some really good food. It's 49 East Cermak, and nice place to order. I've ordered only online, gotten food and took it home. It's a really good place, though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, the food is good. I've tasted it too.
Hey, I love to eat.
All right, Lamar. Okay. What you got, Lamar?
My Black-owned business is In the Spirit Transformational Living. It is ran by a beautiful lady by the name of Pam Frazier.
All right.
Okay. And if I can read the mission statement, it's short, but I'd like to read it.
Oh, nice.
The mission of In the Spirit Transformational Living is to provide a safe, compassionate, empowering, spiritual, drug-free, sober home for women in recovery of any race, creed, color, or sexual orientation.
That's awesome.
And that address is 7225 South Yale in Chicago, Illinois.
All right.
Yeah, so they're doing some really great things, and just thought I would highlight them on the South Side.
That's awesome.
Right. Okay, so we're going to keep on moving. Let's do TV or movie. Okay. So a TV show or a movie. I'll start us off, and we'll just keep rolling. My TV show this week is going to be Reacher Season 2, and it's on Amazon Prime. If you don't know about Reacher, that's because you don't watch action, so this is not for you. But this is full-blown action, and I love it. I love Season 1, and I love Season 2 as well. And it's just... yeah, I just love action shows, and it also has a mystery in it as well, a whodunit kind of thing. Wow. Once again, I love that combination, and it's funny. It has a lot of little funny parts as well, but I really enjoyed it, and I think all the episodes now are up, so you can really binge watch that show if you're interested. So Reacher Season 2.
All right.
Mama?
I watched this movie called Rustin, which is a guy that worked with Martin Luther King for the March on Washington back in the 60s. it was really a great movie. And
It's a
it shows
documentary,
you,
or is
no,
it
it's a movie,
Oh.
and it shows you all the work that went into that march. That we had no idea. You looked up and it was just all those people, but all the work and how all the young people came together. No social media. Just came together and made that march what it is. Wow. So it's on Netflix, and it was really a good movie.
Wow.
Enjoyed it.
Wow, that's on my watch list.
Is it?
Yep, it is.
All right.
I'm going to take a minute to check it out.
That's right.
Lamar?
So mine is a series that is on Netflix. It is called Fool Me Once, and it is British.
Okay.
And that was my attempt at a British accent.
Oh, wow. Okay, babe. Bless your heart. Said, that was my attempt. British.
Meanwhile, your voice did not change.
Bless your heart, baby. That's all right. You sounded British to me.
Thank you, Mama.
Just like a mama.
Oh, God.
Just like one.
It's beautiful, baby.
It's so good. It's so good, guys. Check it out.
Okay.
That's all I got to say.
Say
Check
it one
out.
more time. What's it called?
It's called Fooled Me Once.
Fool me
right.
once.
Fooled Me Once.
Okay.
Is it funny? Or
No.
Oh.
But it's not like scary or
Okay,
anything.
good.
But I think you would like. I think both of you all would really
Okay.
like it.
Kind of a mystery type
Yes.
thing? Okay.
Yes.
I can watch
Who
that.
done it? Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like those.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's do a book next.
Okay.
Book recommendations. I'm gonna start out with the book here. My book is it's definitely in my top 10 of one of my favorite books, and it's by Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Oh.
Between the World and Me. Between the World and Me is a book about America's racial history. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. America has a racial history. But if you let Fox News tell it, it never ever happened. And some other politicians who out here talking crazy. But anyway, it shows it talks about how America is an empire, right? But it was built off the use of race. They made it up. So white people made race up in America so that they could then exploit what they said was the lesser race, which was black people, and put us in slavery. And then later on, after slavery, segregation, gentrification, redlining, policing, and so on. All of these things were created so that they could build an empire off of free labor.
Wow.
And off of racism being the reason why they could do these things. And so it is a powerful book full of great knowledge. Just you will definitely understand how everything weaves together in this country and how everything about it was based on this horrible crime against our people.
Wow.
And because it was so horrible, the magnitude of it is why it still hits us today, hundreds of years after it started. And it's just a powerful book. Ta-Nehisi Coates is one of the best writers of our time, of my time. And everything, all of his books are exceptional. But this was the first book that I ever read by him. This was how I was introduced to him. And it's always a book that I recommend to people. And so that's my recommendation. And Mama, what's your recommendation?
My recommendation is a book called Just As I Am. It's a memoir by Cicely Tyson and Michelle Burford. Matter of fact, It's sitting on my table here. It's a beautiful book. I have loved Cicely Tyson movies since I was a little girl. Sounder and just everything. So this book, with her being a part of writing it, it's just a beautiful memoir. And I just adore her. Oh. And isn't she beautiful?
Gorgeous.
Of course. Yeah.
She's the epitome of beauty.
She is, bless her heart.
Yep, that's my book.
All right, Lamar.
All right, so my book is The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. So if you are looking to be a leader and take charge professionally or just in any aspect of your life, check that book out.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's always good to have some leadership skills if it don't come natural to you. Definitely. All right, those were some good recommendations. Let's do one more. Let's do music. I'm gonna start us off with a song. It's an old jam. I love this Jasmine Sullivan song.
My Lord.
It's first of all, Jasmine Sullivan is like my favorite R&B singer of this time period. Like, she is exceptional to me, and I just love her voice, how she uses it. Thank you for being here in our realm at this time. But yeah, this is Jasmine Sullivan's song. It's old school. It's back when she first came out, y'all. I'm taking us back. This is Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Okay?
Lord,
I'm
Jesus.
not scared of lions and tigers and bears.
All right.
But I'm scared of loving you. You better
All
know
right.
You know I know.
You better know.
You know I know.
All right.
It's a jam.
That is a jam.
It's a jam.
That's one of my
strings.
favorites. That's like an orchestra behind it.
I mean,
right.
It's the
it's fire
bomb.
to this
Wow.
day.
To this day.
Wow.
I even love the video.
Wow.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
It is.
Lions, tigers, and bears.
My.
Oh my! That's all I think of when I hear lions, tigers, and bears.
Well, when
Well,
you hear this
oh,
song,
You
my.
gonna have a whole nother.
Oh, yeah.
Right now.
It's my favorite
my.
Jasmine Sullivan song.
Oh, yes.
All right,
I think I
Jasmine.
agree with that.
I'm saying.
Really?
I'm saying.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew this was. Ooh, okay.
All right, Ma, what's yours?
Well, I'm gonna take it back to the old school.
Of course.
There would be no Jasmine Sullivan
Oh Lord.
if it
my
wasn't
mind.
for this lady right here.
Okay.
And I am talking none other than the music of Whitney Houston.
Yes.
All right.
My
yes.
boo.
Whitney.
The voice.
Yes.
The
yes,
voice.
The voice.
I found out what I've been missing.
Uh-huh.
Always on the run, baby.
Yes.
Yes.
Or Mama's remix.
Yeah, that's a jam.
I found out that it's your birthday.
Yes. Usually on Poochie's birthday, I usually say, I found out this is your birthday.
Uh-huh.
You're another year old. You know that's ignorant, ain't it?
Ooh.
I did.
Yes.
As they say, I love that for you. I love that for you.
I went up to him and sang it. That's right, baby.
I almost cried.
All right. What's yours, Lamar?
Oh my gosh. So mine is Cleo Soul, and that is SOL. And the album is called Mother.
Okay. Yeah.
And it is like a cross between, it's very neo-soulish, but very 2020 with it.
Okay.
But very kind of like not in the way that's like it's super produced.
Okay.
It kind of sounds very organic, and it's a lovely, lovely album.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to check that out.
Me too, Poochie.
Check it out.
Yes.
All right, y'all. We giving y'all, hey, give us a thumbs up if you liking these recommendations we giving y'all. We really trying to give y'all the truth of the matter out here.
That's all right.
And so now that we've gotten the recommendations out of the way, we just going to end off with 5 minutes of trash.
All right.
And I'm going to try to keep it to 5 minutes, but it usually goes over. It's all good. But with this 5 minutes of trash, I'm just going to read something, and then we'll discuss it.
Okay.
This is a question. Is our current society too sensitive about comedy and comedians? Or are these comedians just not as funny as they used to be and seem more hateful than funny? Now, for me, I would say, it definitely depends on who you're talking to. Some people think some people are hilarious. And, because comedy is really like, it's very individual.
Yeah.
Like, you could think somebody is hilarious, and the other person could be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, even if you bring up the recent awards, this Joe Coy guy,
Right.
They said, oh, he bombed. I didn't watch it. I don't watch award shows, really.
Yeah.
But they said he bombed, and his jokes weren't funny, and they were, they triggered a lot of people because he said some insensitive things or whatever. And, and then you got the Cat Williams interview, and, that was hilarious.
The whole
but
from start to
some
finish.
other people could think it wasn't, especially if it was about you.
Right.
Steve Harvey. So,
Okay.
but what I'm saying is that but then when you get to a person like a Dave Chappelle, or some, I think of him because he's been more in that realm of a lot of people liking him and a lot of people hating him.
Right.
And
years.
their reasons for that are very different. Like, these people love him because they think he's funny. These people love him because they think he's hateful towards their group, right? Without getting specific. However, I think overall, do I think society is too sensitive about comedy? Yes. I think in a lot of instances, it's just a joke.
Right.
It might
Right.
not be funny to you,
Right.
but I don't think that comedians who are artists too.
Right.
They're artists just like singers and rappers. As a singer-songwriter, I write songs. I might write a lyric that you don't like or that you think is hateful or
Offensive.
whatever, or offensive to you, but it might be something from my life experience that I'm sharing.
Right.
Or I might just be joking in the song. It might not be about a real person.
Right.
And people are like, oh, well, who was that about? Nobody.
Right.
I just made it up.
Right.
So I just feel like in that case, if you're looking at comedy like you would look at anything else, like a singer or a rapper or any artist, an actor, a writer of some kind, that's just what their art is doing. I don't think that people are sitting up, how can I be more hateful in my set?
No.
Right.
That's not the purpose of comedy, and it's not the purpose of any form of entertainment unless that's who you are.
Yeah.
Now, if you're one of these people that have these hateful podcasts talking about other races and gay people or whatever you're doing, then that's your brand, and everybody knows it. So
Right.
anybody who tunes into you knows you're a hateful person, and that's what they're there for.
They like
But I don't feel that way about comedy. I think you either like somebody or you don't. You either think they're funny or you don't. You don't have to take it so personally.
Right.
Yeah. I think comedy should not be censored. To each his own. You like what you like.
can
It's
just
a
turn it off.
variety. I
It's
may
a
like
choice.
real jumpy. I might want you to do a somersault and a flip in comedy. Some people may not like all that. It's to each his own, but don't censor the comic.
And
Right,
the thing is this, like, and it goes beyond race, because for me, I've thought a lot. I be online and I will laugh my butt off at a white person, an Asian person, an Indian person, a black person.
If you're funny, you're funny.
If it's funny to me, I'm gonna laugh.
Right.
If it's not funny, I just swipe or I turn
Right.
it off and I watch something else.
Right.
It is completely under my control. So
Yeah.
why would I come for this person's job or livelihood
No.
because they didn't make me laugh?
So then, or I became offended.
Absolutely.
But see, it goes back to the cancel culture that we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Everybody wants everybody to march to the beat of one
Yes.
drum.
Yes.
Everybody has to think the same.
That's right.
Right.
And I'm not gonna cancel them out. If a comedian does a joke I don't like, I'd be like, oh wow, that was under
didn't
the
like
bell.
that.
And comedians are
But
trying.
I could like his other joke.
Right.
They're
I'm not
trying
gonna
to
cancel.
also push the limits. They're trying to push.
their job.
Some
They're
of them do.
supposed to.
Some of them don't. Some of them stay right in that, that easy listening realm, and their jokes are real, real soft. And some people like that. That would bore me to death.
Yeah.
Right.
I need variety.
Let it
I
rip.
need a little Jussie Smollett.
I know.
You got to throw some of that out there on me. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I can say that there are things that that Dave Chappelle, if we want to focus on him for a second, I know that there are things that he said that to me weren't funny. I've laughed at some of his stuff and been like, that was
Right.
all right. Cat Williams, he has made me laugh probably more than anybody other than in this generation, other than Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
Or Eddie Griffin.
Yeah.
Right.
Martin Lawrence, way back in the days of Def Comedy Jam and all of that stuff. All of these dudes and women too that have been hilarious. But it's
Yeah.
like to each his own.
Right.
You don't have to think that Cat Williams
Everybody.
is funny or Eddie Griffin is funny.
Don't
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah. For instance, me, I love whenever I see a Monique special, I have to watch it. I think
Right.
she's hilarious.
And that's
But
hey,
to me,
everybody-
and right here, so you think she's hilarious? I don't.
right.
I love her.
There is
I
no way
love
I'm-
Monique.
Exactly.
But she has never really
Been-
made me laugh.
There you go.
Yeah.
But there's no way I'm gonna be like, no, you don't believe that her she's funny.
Or
Right.
I wouldn't
And
try
then-
to counsel her.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say,
right.
oh, she need to never get a show again.
Right. But I come from Richard Pryor, so that's the bar for me. He was the epitome of funny to me.
Yeah.
So everybody else is under that.
him. Yeah.
But
Umbrella,
that's
but-
even that, and like
Yeah.
I
He
said,
did
some
and said
people,
what he wanted.
some people are the GOAT, and he would be
Yes.
considered the GOAT of
GOAT.
comedy,
Right.
For a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
But
sir.
there are people that don't think that
Right.
about him.
They think he was too
You know,
dirty or whatever.
they'll say
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy.
Right.
Right.
For them, if
Yep.
that's their generation,
Right.
if the first thing they ever saw was Raw, and so now he's the funniest dude they've ever,
Right.
it's the same. It's the same as any other debate. It's an opinion.
Yeah, it's an opinion.
And I think as a society, we really need to be careful of how viciously we're judging art.
Right.
I mean-
Because this is art. Anything in the entertainment, maybe you didn't realize it, but anything
It's
in
art.
the entertainment
Definitely.
realm
It's art.
is a piece of art.
Leave them alone.
And it's
Right.
supposed to be free
Right.
to create.
Right.
Let
And
'em
if
do
we
it.
can't do that, then art is going to suffer. And if art suffers, let me just say, society is done.
Yeah.
Because what brings us joy is music, movies,
That's
books.
right.
Look at all of our recommendations.
That's
And it
right.
We
unifies
bring these
us.
things into our
Yes.
lives every day.
As a matter of fact, you saying that, they're trying to cancel books.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're
Exactly.
literally trying to
That's
cancel
what
books.
I wanted to segue into.
What
Like,
in
it's
the
going
world?
crazy.
It is.
That books like the one I mentioned today, the Ta-Nehisi Coates book,
Yes.
they don't want that in libraries.
Of course they don't.
Isn't that insane?
That
Someone
amazing book
Yeah.
that was on the bestseller list for who knows how long.
right.
If someone has a specific agenda and that's not in alignment with it, of course
And
they're gonna try to take it
it's
off
a
the
mentality.
shelves. Yes.
It doesn't stop with comedy. It's
No.
just the tip of the
That's right.
iceberg. If we let these things, and that's why I'm saying, is this a big deal? Is comedy, is fighting for comedy, freedom of comedy, a big deal? Maybe not in the big realm of things with everything going on in the world. Shout out to all these innocent babies being killed in Gaza. I pray for y'all every single day of my life. And so, no, in the big scale of things, is it that important? No, but it is a part of the problem with our society. And so you can't let the little things get by, because that's how books get banned.
Right.
That's right.
That's how the bigger things happen,
Right.
because you let these little things slide.
That is
Right.
correct.
You allow a group of people, no matter what group it is, even if it's a group that's been hated on.
Right.
But if you allow that group to go around and cancel this person and take the livelihood of that person and do this, then they can do it to you one day.
And I just recently heard they're trying to cancel calling somebody a racist.
Wow.
Right.
They want to cancel that now.
Because they don't want to feel
make
uncomfortable.
that kind of illegal. You can't call someone a racist.
Not to mention the fool that ruined Twitter, whatever his name is. I don't even want to say. Yeah. The little space cadet.
Muskie.
With the
That's what
Teslas.
I call him.
What's his name?
Elon.
I call him Muskie.
Funky. Elon Funky.
Lord
Anyway, he's out here. He don't want no diversity at his company, so he got rid of that. So he can make sure I don't have to employ black people if I don't want to. So he got rid of that whole thing. It's out
diversity
of here.
and inclusion.
Yeah, that's gone.
Wow.
And so and a bunch of Fortune 500 companies are doing it too, following suit or whatever. And that's fine. And I say that and I mean it. It's fine. But if you're going to exalt this man like he's some great man and he's literally pure evil, like the Trumps of the world and whatnot, that is a society that is breaking down.
Yes.
When you allow these type of people to be your leaders, to be the people you're following, to be the people you want to be like.
Yes. So, and we've talked about this time and time again, just in this episode alone.
Yeah.
So, do we think that society is too sensitive when it comes to comedy? I think society is too sensitive when it comes to pretty much everything.
Yeah.
And also too sensitive, but also we're not thinking for ourselves anymore.
Absolutely. That's
It's,
right.
let's become sheeple. Let's get in a herd and let's all think the same and do the same things. And like I said earlier, that is going to be detrimental to the country.
Right.
Especially if your so-called leaders are the root of the problem.
Right.
If they're like the worst ones of the bunch. They're the ones getting everybody hyped up on hate.
So it's easy when it's not, directly affecting you.
Right.
But it's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when.
Exactly.
Because we're seeing this happen before our eyes, and it's like a test.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how much we can get away with.
Let's see how far we can go with this.
Brick by brick.
And I, from what I can see from the outside looking in, it seems to be very effortless.
Yeah.
Because anytime you say anything outside of what the majority thinks, that's it. Off with your head.
Yeah.
So
we got a lot of work to do out here in this world.
You better wake up.
And and pay attention.
Wake up, baby.
And pay attention.
Oh!
Listen, if you want to be somebody.
If you want to go somewhere.
You better wake up.
And pay attention.
That's it.
Hey, if you want to be somebody. I can't because...
What?
We can't. Anyway, y'all, I really hope y'all enjoyed this episode. That's it, 5-5. We went over the... I don't care.
Really?
I don't care. We
I
always
think
gonna go over
20
5 minutes of trash.
Good God Almighty.
We had to have a name for it.
Yeah.
So it's 5 minutes of trash. That's the end of it. But I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe and follow us on Spotify if you're listening. And if you want to ask a question of Mama for next week, this is an every Wednesday show. So next Wednesday, if you want to ask Mama a question, please be sure to follow us on Instagram at Ask Mama Podcast and DM us your question, and we will have Mama answer it. And me and Lamar will definitely give our 2 cents as well.
Yes. You know it.
And we will see y'all next week.
Peace.